Hi, thanks for coming back to Forest Fires. I know it's been a while since I have done a video. I've just had a lot going on outside of my reading life, but I am back and hopefully will be able to be a little more regular with my videos now. The video today, as you could tell by the description, is for the second book in the Southern Reach trilogy by Jeff Vandermeer, and that is Authority. I'll link below my review for the first book in the trilogy, Annihilation. But for today, I'll focus on Authority, and I'll really try not to spoil it. It's gonna get harder now coming into the second book, and definitely the third book, I'm sure, will be very hard to do a spoiler-free review. So without spoiling much, this trilogy picks up where the first book left off, and it focuses on the Southern Reach as the organization, like the bureaucratic organization that was or is in charge of the research of Area X. So we're not inside of Area X, we're inside of the buildings, the science buildings and the office buildings. The main character in this book is Control. That's the name he goes by. We do learn his name, and we also learn the biologist's name, which I don't think was in the first book. So Control is taking over as the director of Southern Reach, and we find out that a character that we knew in the first book, Annihilation, was actually the director of Southern Reach. So that's kind of a surprise. Control also has conversations with the Voice, which is just another extension of these characters using titles as how they want to be referred as, and really disconnecting themselves from each other. Control is very paranoid, so he reminds me a lot of the biologist, just kind of doubting everything, which it's an interesting take on science and research in general, because science, it questions things. So they're questioning things, but they're also getting a little too invested in them. So in this book, we find out, like what he discovers about the Southern Reach. And as you see, there's a rabbit on the cover that has significance. Before the expeditions began, they tried to, of course, send non-human subjects into Area X, and those were rabbits. So what happens with the rabbits? What happens with the biologist? What happens with Control? Well, you're gonna have to read the second book, Authority, to find out. I'm anxious to finish up this series and read the final book, Acceptance, which I don't have at hand right now because it's on my nightstand. And once I finish that up, I will post a review. Let me know if you guys have read this. If you've started reading the trilogy because of my previous video, I'd love to know what you think. I don't know when the movie is coming out starring Natalie Portman, but it's just going to be so intense. These books get compared a lot to the writing of Edgar Allan Poe, which I find really cool, because I think he's got a certain way of writing that really gets to you and makes you so on edge. And it's kind of like you spiral and you kind of get like really inside of your own head, just like the characters do. So that makes it like really different. It's not scary or like terrifying, and you're always uncertain and unsure. So that's really interesting. Well, I hope you guys decide to pick up the Southern Reach trilogy, and let me know what you think of it. Thanks. Bye.